Hello, orchid lovers around the globe. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to take a dying orchid root and transform it into a thriving new plant. We'll walk through each step to revive that struggling root and give it new life. So grab your tools and let's get started. What I have here is an orchid plant that is clearly dying. You can see all the leaves drooping down, looking limp and lifeless, a sure sign that this plant is in serious distress. This drooping often points to issues like root rot, dehydration, or poor growing condition. You can see that the leaves have completely died out, turning brown and shriveled, and there are black spots appearing on what's left, a clear sign of fungal infection or severe decay taking hold. Let's start by carefully removing the orchid plant from its pot. Gently tip the pot and ease the plant out, taking care not to damage the fragile roots, which are our key to revival. You'll notice old pine bark clinging to the roots, likely compacted and holding moisture that contributed to the black spots and decay we saw on the leaves. As you clean, you'll see some roots may be brown, mushy, or black, signs of rot, while others might still be firm and white or greenish. Next, grab a clean pair of scissors or pruning shears. Make sure they're sterilized with rubbing alcohol to prevent spreading any infection. Carefully inspect the exposed roots and trim off any that are decaying or rotted. Cut these away with precise, clean cuts, leaving only the roots that are still firm, white, or greenish. Work slowly to avoid damaging the healthy roots, as even a single viable root can be enough to start a new plant. If there's a stem or leaf attached, ensure you don't nick it during trimming. Once you've removed all the decayed parts, you should be left with just the healthy roots, ready to support new growth. Next, take the healthy root that you've trimmed down and place it gently into a clean, shallow bowl and gently spray the root to wash off any lingering particles like old pine bark bits, dirt, or potential fungal spores from the rot we removed. Aim for a light, even mist, covering the entire root surface to ensure it's pristine. If you notice any stubborn particles still clinging to the root, use a soft, clean cloth or your fingers to gently rub them away while spraying, being careful not to damage the delicate root tissue. This cleaning step is crucial to remove any traces of decay or contaminants that could hinder the root's ability to grow. Afterward, grab a clean, lint-free handkerchief or tissue. Make sure it's soft to avoid damaging the delicate root. Gently press the handkerchief or tissue onto the root, carefully wiping along its surface to clean off any remaining particles or residue that the water spray might have missed. Your goal here is to ensure the root is completely clean, free from any traces of dirt, old bark, or fungal spores. If you haven't noticed, there's still a small part of the orchid that's capable of growing from here. You'll see a firm, white or greenish section, possibly with tiny bumps or nodes, indicating it's still alive and ready for propagation. This is our golden opportunity to turn this dying orchid into a new plant. Grab your sterilized scissors or pruning shears and carefully cut this viable section from the rest of the root. Make a clean, precise cut just below a node or healthy area, ensuring you preserve as much of the living tissue as possible. Next, grab a clean, sharp razor blade. Take the part that section you just removed and carefully cut off the very edge to create a fresh, clean surface. Make a precise, angled cut just below a node or healthy area to maximize the surface area for new tissue growth. Then, identify a few other parts of the root that still look firm and alive, and make similar angled cuts on those sections as well. These strategic cuts stimulate the root to produce new cells and tissues, encouraging the development of new roots or shoots for propagation. Next, Grab a fresh aloe vera leaf. Choose one that's plump and healthy for maximum benefit. Using a clean, sharp knife, cut the leaf into small pieces about 1 to 2 inches long. Then, carefully split each piece in half lengthwise to expose the juicy, gel-like flesh inside. This aloe gel is packed with soothing, antifungal, and growth-promoting properties that can help heal the freshly cut root sections and encourage new tissue development in our propagation part. Rub the fleshy part directly onto the viable root section and the areas where you made those angled cuts. Apply a thin, even layer over the root surfaces, focusing on the trimmed edges where new growth will emerge. The aloe will moisturize the tissue, protect against infection, and stimulate cell regeneration, giving our orchid a strong start. Repeat the same process with the propagation part. With the remaining aloe vera leaf pieces, let's create a nourishing solution for our orchid. Take the leftover aloe and cut it into small pieces, about ½ inch or so, using a clean knife to ensure each piece exposes some of that juicy gel inside. Place all these pieces into a clean jar. After that, we're going to add a tablespoon of cinnamon powder. Then pour in 100 to 200 milliliters of hot water. Aim for about 80 to 90 degrees Celsius, just below boiling. Now, gently stir the mixture with a clean spoon, making sure all the aloe pieces get along well with the water, sort of like becoming friends in the jar. Wrap the jar with a clean towel to insulate it and trap the heat. After an hour, remove the towel from the jar. Grab a clean, fine mesh strainer or a piece of cheesecloth and place it over a clean container. Gently pour the aloe water mixture through the strainer to filter out all the remaining particles, catching the aloe bits and leaving behind a smooth, slightly cloudy liquid. This filtered aloe solution is a powerhouse for supporting our plant's recovery, helping to fight off any lingering pathogens and boost root growth. You should now be left with a nutritious solution, rich in aloe's antifungal, antibacterial, and growth-promoting compounds. Next, grab a clean, lint-free tissue and dip it into the nutritious aloe solution we just strained. Gently rub the solution onto the propagation part, the small, viable root section with the fresh cuts, and the rest of the healthy root itself. Apply a thin, even layer, focusing on the trimmed edges and nodes where new growth is likely to emerge. Once you've thoroughly coated the propagation part and root, place both into a clean, shallow container and pour enough of the aloe solution over them to fully submerge the root and propagation section. Let them soak for 25 minutes, allowing the aloe's beneficial compounds to penetrate the tissue, further boosting its health and stimulating growth. After 25 minutes of soaking, carefully lift the propagation part and the healthy root out of the aloe solution, letting any excess liquid drip off. Use a clean, lint-free tissue and gently wipe both the propagation part and the root to clean off any remaining solution or residue. Use light, careful strokes to avoid damaging the delicate tissue, focusing on removing excess moisture while keeping the surfaces clean and ready for the next step. This gentle cleaning ensures the root and propagation part are free of any potential contaminants and prevents overwetting, which could lead to rot. Next, let's grab some cinnamon powder, a natural antifungal and antibacterial agent that's perfect for protecting our orchid's delicate parts. Take a small, clean paintbrush and dip it lightly into a fresh container of ground cinnamon. Carefully brush the cinnamon onto the healthy root and the propagation part, focusing on the trimmed edges and nodes where we made those cuts earlier. Apply a thin, even layer to coat the surfaces, ensuring you don't clump too much powder, as a light dusting is enough to create a protective barrier against pathogens that could hinder growth. The cinnamon will help seal the cut areas, prevent fungal infections, and support the healing process as our root and propagation parts start to develop new tissues. Be gentle with the brush to avoid damaging the tissue. Grab some fresh sphagnum moss, high quality and clean to ensure no contaminants harm our orchid. Pour the leftover aloe solution, rich in antifungal and growth-promoting compounds, over the moss until it's thoroughly moistened but not dripping. About 50 to 100 milliliters should do. After the moss has completely soaked in the aloe solution for about 15 to 20 minutes, carefully take it out of the container. Gently squeeze the moss with clean hands, wear gloves if you prefer, to remove all excess liquid, ensuring it's moist but not wet. You want the moss to feel like a wrung-out sponge, damp enough to provide hydration for our orchid's root and propagation part, but not dripping to avoid waterlogging, which could lead to rot. Next, grab a separate, clean box with drainage holes to ensure good airflow. Place the squeezed moss into this dry box, filling it about 2/3 full and keeping it loose and airy to support healthy root growth. Now put both the root and the propagation part in and fill it with the rest of the moss. With the remaining aloe solution, don't let it go to waste. It's perfect for nurturing your other orchid plants around the garden. This solution, rich in antifungal, antibacterial, and growth-promoting compounds, can help keep your orchids healthy and encourage strong root development. For each orchid, pour about 50 to 100 milliliters of the aloe solution into the pot, targeting the roots and potting medium, such as pine bark or moss. Ensure the solution seeps in without flooding the pot, and let any excess drain through the holes to maintain good aeration. You can also pour the remaining aloe solution into a clean spray bottle for another great way to care for your other orchid plants. This nutrient-rich solution is perfect for misting the leaves, delivering antifungal and growth-promoting benefits directly to the foliage. Fill the spray bottle with the aloe solution and gently mist the leaves of your garden orchids, holding the bottle about 6 to 8 inches away to create a fine, even spray. Focus on both the upper and lower leaf surfaces, but avoid over-misting to prevent water pooling, which could lead to rot. You can pour the remaining aloe solution directly onto the roots of your other orchid plants to let them absorb those valuable nutrients. The aloe's antifungal and growth-promoting compounds are perfect for strengthening roots and protecting against issues like rot or fungal infections. After 4 weeks, you can see a lot of new tissues beginning to grow on both the roots and the propagation part. Small, green or white growths, like tiny root tips or shoot buds, are forming along the trimmed edges and nodes, showing that our aloe treatment, cinnamon coating, and moist moss environment are working wonders. These new tissues are a clear sign that the orchid is coming back to life, with the potential to develop into a healthy new plant. After another 38 days, take a look at our orchid root and propagation part. You can see vibrant new roots and possibly small shoots or leaves forming, a fantastic sign that our revival efforts are succeeding. The new tissues we saw earlier have developed into healthy, white or greenish roots, and some may even show tiny leaf buds, indicating this orchid is ready to thrive. Now, grab 2 clean, empty orchid pots with drainage holes to ensure proper airflow and prevent waterlogging, key for our reviving orchid success. Fill each pot about 2/3 full with fresh, orchid-grade pine bark, which offers excellent drainage and aeration to support the new roots and shoots we've seen forming. Next, gently place the healthy root in one pot and the propagation part in the other, positioning each so the new growths, those vibrant roots or tiny shoots, are in contact with the pine bark. Be careful not to damage the delicate tissues, ensuring they're stable but not buried too deeply. Then, cover the top of each pot with a thin layer of fresh, lightly moist sphagnum moss. This moss layer helps maintain humidity around the new growth while allowing air circulation, creating the perfect environment for continued development. Spread the moss loosely, ensuring it doesn't smother the root or propagation part. And there you have it, orchid lovers. We have successfully transformed a dying orchid root into the beginnings of 2 thriving new plants. From a struggling plant with drooping leaves and black spots, we carefully trimmed away the rot, treated the viable root and propagation part with aloe and cinnamon, and nurtured them in a supportive environment of pine bark and moss. Now, with new roots and shoots forming, these little survivors are well on their way to becoming vibrant, blooming orchids. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any tips, tricks, or questions to share, please leave them in the comment section below. I love hearing from you. Don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button to join our orchid-loving community. Your support helps me bring you more plant revival guides. I'll see you, orchid lovers, in the next video.